Welcome.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our first November episode. I'm Mary Caitlin Hardick.
And I'm Catherine Antonetti. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Before we start, we just hope that everyone and their families are doing better after Hurricane Sandy. We realize that many people were affected by the storm, and you are all in our thoughts.
Yes, definitely. And now on to a lighter note. As you know, Quinnipiac had off for the last 10 days, which left us to a lot of Twitter time. So once we got power back, here are the best tweets of the week.
Starting with that awkward moment when. That awkward moment when someone you deleted from Facebook tries to add you again.
Yeah, that happens.
It's always uncomfortable.
Sometimes I do it, I don't realize it, and then I'm deleted
you
again.
Yeah, when you go on it, like, deleting spree.
It's really sad. That awkward moment when you tell your parents something funny and they take it too seriously. I hate that.
When you tell your mom something to be funny, she's like, oh my God.
She talks about the things you don't want to talk about.
Exactly.
Like, just laugh.
Just laugh along and let's move on.
I hate it.
That awkward moment when you realize you're dead wrong, but you just keep arguing your point anyway.
Do that. That awkward moment when someone holds the door for you when you're 20 feet away, so you're forced into a weird walk run.
I hate that.
It's like
you
a
start sprinting
stalemate.
towards the door, yeah.
You feel bad.
I don't like being the person holding the door because like, oh, they're running. I feel awkward.
Yeah.
Okay, Quinnipiac problems. At this point, I'm just accepting the fact that I'm becoming Amish. Hashtag Sandy problems.
I'm procrastinating by worrying about my procrastination. Hashtag Quinnipiac problems.
That's one of my biggest things to do. I talk about how I'm procrastinating and I'm still procrastinating. Registration is ruining my schedule. Hashtag Quinnipiac problems.
Loving not having an exam after class for a week. Hashtag Sandy problems. Hashtag Quinnipiac problems.
First world problems. When you forget what you're watching during the commercial break. Hashtag first world problems.
Too much. I hate when the shower drain is stopped up. Hashtag first world problems. But I never fix it. I just complain about it.
I can't sleep with my door open at night. Hashtag first world problems. I actually get scared.
I don't like it.
Me either.
I should probably eat something, but if I do, it's just going to make me tired. Hashtag first world problems.
I feel like you say that stuff.
I do. It happens.
Okay. So Anthony couldn't be with us this week, so we're lucky enough to have with us the wonderful Gabriella. I'm so excited to see her viewpoint on who we should follow and who we should unfollow.
Hi everyone, Gabriella Marie filling in for Anthony this week. All right, so let's get right into it. We're all about the devastation that came with Hurricane Sandy this past week, so who better than to follow the celebs helping out in their community? First on the list is the gorgeous Adam Levine. Not only is he an amazing singer and songwriter, he also took time out of his busy schedule to help out Hurricane Sandy victims through the Red Cross Fund. All right, next on this list, Snooki. I know she's had her ups and downs, but recently she's really stepped up her game with all the things going on in her life. She still found the time to show her support for the victims as well as donating tremendous amounts of clothing and food to help everybody out. All right, next up, people to unfollow. All right, first on the chopping block this week is none other than Hurricane Sandy. She came and did a whirlwind of damage, and now it's time to go. She can go. Finally, to shy away from the weather a bit, the second one to unfollow is Lady Gaga. She was great when she first came out and all, but she's fading just as fast as she came in. Along with that, her attack on Adele's weight in an interview with Stylist UK was a real deal breaker for me. That's real low, Lady Gaga. I'm not into it. Rude. All right, thank you guys so much for having me. Mary Caitlin, back to you.
Thank you so much. And I couldn't agree more with your who to follow because, as you probably know by now, I totally support any celebrity that's helping the cause, and most specifically Adam Levine, because I support everything he does as a general rule.
Gabriella, you definitely won our hearts over because you understand our complete undying love for Adam Levine. And also, I'm totally over Lady Gaga, so great call on that one.
All right, so I'm a big country music fan, and even in the wake of Hurricane Sandy, the CMAs decided to go on, and I was happy with the decision, mostly because that gave me another opportunity to watch my main man, Blake Shelton.
Blake and Miranda are such a power couple, and I love them both equally. So, Nicole, you want to give us a little inside info?
All right, before we get started about the CMAs, I'm going to talk to you guys about how the celebrities got together for the telethon. So Friday night, many celebrities got together to benefit the Red Cross. Jon Stewart, Jimmy Fallon, Sting, Steven Tyler, Christina Aguilera, and Bruce Springsteen were some of the few who performed to raise money to help those affected by Sandy. And this past Thursday, the 46th Annual Country Music Awards were held. Carrie Underwood and Brad Paisley co-hosted the event once again. Jason Aldean, Luke Bryan, and Eric Church opened up the show singing The Only Way I Know, a track off Aldean's new album, Night Train. and dedicating the 2012 CMAs to New York, New Jersey, and all of our friends on the East Coast affected by the massive storm that battered the area this week. Paisley and Underwood joked the biggest shuffle in trades this week was the Kennedy families trading Arnold Schwarzenegger for Taylor Swift. The best part of the CMAs for me personally was when Miranda Lambert and Blake Shelton got emotional after taking home Song of the Year for Over You, a song written for Shelton's brother after he lost his brother in a car crash when he was 14 years old. And his father said to him, "You should write a song about your brother." Hunter Hayes took home New Artist of the Year, Little Big Town won Vocal Group of the Year, and Song of the Year for Pontoon. And Miranda Lambert walked away with Female Vocalist of the Year, to name a few. The night ended with a tribute to Willie Nelson, who was the first recipient of the Willie Nelson Lifetime Achievement Award. After receiving the award, he said, "This is a great award, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you, CMA. Thank you, Nashville. I love you all out there. Thank you, I appreciate it." Back to you guys.
Thanks, Nicole. First, can we just talk about that, how Willie Nelson wanted an award for being Willie Nelson? That's just funny. But also about the benefit concert, I thought it was amazing that such an awesome group of people got together. I'm a big fan of all those artists, and I think it's great that they showed their Jersey and New York pride and rocked out for their home state.
Also, once again, I have to give props to my favorite couple, Miranda and Blake, for being amazing this year. And always.
It's always.
Just always.
Okay, well, we keep talking about our undying love for both Miranda and Blake. We're going to take a quick break, but stick around for our cutie of the week.
Everyone has friends. There's online friends, friends to go out with on a Saturday night, friends to hang out with and do nothing, friends who show up on moving day. And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends?
Any questions?
No.
You know.
We're not magicians, we can't read your mind.
We need your questions, each and every kind. Will this react with my other medicine?
Hey, what are all these tests even for? Questions are the answer.
Diversity.
Diversity is not what you look like,
or what group you identify with.
But it is about the individual.
By sharing your story with one other person.
You break the barrier.
You are making a difference at Quinnipiac.
Through this small act,
we learn to accept,
Tolerate,
tolerate,
and include the diverse cultures
that make up this great institution.
Let go of the hate and learn to appreciate.
It only takes one.
It only takes one.
It only takes one.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
Welcome back to one of my favorite topics, Cutie of the Week. This week's cutie is definitely one of our funniest picks.
You may recognize him from one of those hilarious VH1 segments like I Love the 90s, which I do love the 90s,
Yeah.
so therefore I like him even more.
So to stop the suspense, our cutie of the week is Michael Ian Black, who is literally the funniest tweeter ever.
And that's not even being dramatic. Go look at his tweets when the hurricane it occupied my time without power, and they were all super funny. So definitely a great cutie of the week.
Moving on to another one of our favorite topics is fashion, and there is no one else we would rather turn to than favorite fashion experts. So kick it over to Steph and Teresa.
Hey everyone! After a 10-day break from classes due to the destructive Hurricane Sandy, we are now back in the studio and ready to give you your dose of fashion. I know it's difficult to bounce back after something so tragic like Hurricane Sandy that caused so much damage to innocent people and their homes and towns, but we have to at least try to be strong about this. So my prayers go out to those who are affected by this horrific tragedy. So Teresa, why don't you just jump right into our segment?
Thanks, Steph. And yes, my prayers also go out to everyone who was affected by Hurricane Sandy. Tonight we're going to talk about some fashion do's of the fall 2012 season. Some fashion trends that we found on glamour.com according
Yeah, according to the website, dressing up your cozy knits is a do. At a recent J. Crew presentation, cozy sweaters were given a glam update when paired with dazzling skirts and printed silky pants. Steph did a great job with the sweater
So did
tonight.
you? Apparently we both got the
didn't wear
memo.
silky pants, but
Not today. Not today.
do stick to similar colors to make the piece feel more natural, though.
I'm a huge fan of oversized sweaters, as you can see.
Obviously.
Also, I have bigger ones, okay? Also, according to glamour.com, you don't always need to save bright colors for spring. Try balancing the ratio of black and bright colors by experimenting with accessories, outerwear, and shoes. And don't forget to update your stash of black tights at the beginning of the season.
And another fashion do, according to the website, is to add wine colors to your fall wardrobe. This dark red and purple shades were a big statement this season, and I never really thought about it until now. That I actually do like that color. I just don't really wear it. But shiny burgundy coats were also a big hit this fall.
So unfortunately, guys, that is all we have for you tonight, but be sure to tune in next week for more fashion and beauty tips, trends, and stories. Back to you guys.
Let's be honest, I love tights, especially because it allows me to wear dresses and skirts even in the winter. So great call on that one.
Also, Mary Caitlin and I are all about the oversized sweaters, as you can tell, just like Steph and Teresa. So I'm glad that you consider us fashionable.
Exactly. So thanks for the self-esteem boost, ladies. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with our Bachelor of the Week.
Everyone has friends. There's online friends, friends to go out with on a Saturday night, friends to hang out with and do nothing, friends who show up on moving day. And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends?
Any questions?
No.
You know.
We're not magicians, we can't read your mind.
We need your questions, each and every kind. Will this react with my other medicine?
Hey, what are all these tests even for? Questions are the
Diversity.
Diversity is not what you look like.
Or what group you identify with.
But it is about the individual.
By sharing your story with one other person.
You break the barrier.
You are making a difference at Quinnipiac.
Through this small act,
We learn to accept,
Tolerate,
tolerate,
and include the diverse cultures
that make up this great institution.
Let go of the hate and learn to appreciate.
It only takes one.
It only takes one.
It only takes one.
Big dreams and good grades aren't enough to get into college. There are actual steps you need to take. Finding someone who can help is the first and most important. For the next steps, go to knowhowtogo.org.
Not to be a single lady anymore.
Although we act like being single is a tragedy, there are parts of it that are hilarious, and we appreciate other single ladies that find humor in it. So here is it.
Here are tweets of singledom. Single girl problems. I just want a boyfriend so I don't have to pay for food anymore. Hashtag single girl problems.
I wish I had a formal date so I could just go shopping for a dress. Hashtag a formal. Hashtag single problems.
Every person seated around me is engaged. Hashtag you're too young. Hashtag single girl problems.
Chocolate chip cookies were a success. I'm going to make a great wife or a great gourmet chef for my dog. Hashtag single girl problems.
Okay, so like we say every week, our purpose is to no longer be a single lady. So tonight we have the pleasure of having one of our own, Nick Amador, here with us. Did I say your last name right?
Yep.
Good. To try to help us decipher men, and we know we need all the help we can get.
Exactly. So,
some people think that we should just get it by now, but we don't.
We don't. We're slow learners.
Yeah, it's an ongoing process.
You just got to give us some time.
Okay. So, as you know, Thanksgiving break is coming up, which means we're going to go home and see all our home friends. So, what is your opinion on getting back with an ex over break? You see them for the first time since you broke up. What do you think about getting back together with someone from home?
Well, I feel like if you're going home for the break and you see that person, it's only for like a week. So if you want to like hang out with them and see what happens, maybe it's good to rekindle. But sometimes, you know, it could end bad, it could end good. But it's only for a week, so at least you're going to come back
Do you
to
think
school
it could rekindle for Christmas break or no?
I mean, it
or
depends
winter break.
How they're feeling about it. If you don't screw up during the regular break, then maybe.
How would you screw up? How could a girl screw up? What is she doing?
If you're too clingy, like if you like text him when he was back to school.
So you're not allowed to talk to him when he goes back to school?
No, because it's like a 1 week break. Do you want to like? Be with him?
So don't text him back at school. Wait till he texts you.
Yes.
I think that's a problem a lot of girls have.
I'm super clingy if that's the rule.
Excessive texting. Okay. Next question is a guy from home just trying to set up a hookup for Christmas break? Is he bored? Is that why he's talking to us again? Tell us.
Well, I think that if he's talking to you during Thanksgiving break, then maybe he wants to carry it over to Christmas break too.
Is good intentions there or bad intentions?
Yeah, is it like romantic?
I mean, it might be bad intentions at first, but it might become good intentions.
Okay, I like your optimism. I like your optimism here.
What do you think the chances are for people going back to winter break? So we're skipping over Thanksgiving. How are they going to stay together, you think?
Go, like, if they're...
So, like, they get together during the semester, but they live in different places.
Okay.
They go Christmas break. They're gone for a month from each other. How are they surviving that?
Well, I mean, maybe they have friends with benefits. You never know.
Okay.
So is friends with benefits allowed?
Yeah, that's more the question. What do you think?
I mean, it depends what your, like, setup is.
Okay.
So
most girls can't handle it, though, realistically.
Yeah, realistically.
Don't do it, ladies. Don't do it. Okay. Thank you so much, Nick, for coming on tonight. We really do appreciate it. Remember what he said, ladies, you're going home next week, so keep it all in mind. We're going to take a quick break now. We'll be back with Elijah's segment for this week. Thank you. Nice improv, lady. You the best. I was like... Yeah, there was nothing on there. I know that's confusing.
Sorry.
Friends to go out with on a Saturday night. Friends to hang out with and do nothing. Friends who show up on moving day. And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends?
Any questions?
No.
You know.
We're not magicians, we can't read your mind.
We need your questions, each and every kind. Will this react with my other medicine?
Hey, what are all these tests even for? Questions are the answer.
And we're back. We're going to kick it over to Elijah, who's going to tell us some things about TV shows and what's been going on with our favorite ones lately.
Thank you, guys. Well, let's all go on vacay with Kevin Jonas, shall we? Oh, wait, we can't because he's in Florence, Italy right now at his hotel, which is filled up with his wife's family. No bother, we'll just have to watch from the comfort of our couch and eat ice cream out of a gallon tub and pretend it's gelato. If you watched last week's episode of Married to Jonas, then you'll remember that Kevin decided to whisk away his wifey, Danielle Jonas, and her family to Italy as part of his baby bucket list, and while it wasn't clear if Angela D'Alessio would even board the plane due to her crippling fear of flying, everyone made it to the land of pasta and Michelangelo. Though the family trip turned south when Danny started to experience severe anxiety and Kevin got an unexpected offer. But meantime, you can follow Kevin Jonas on Twitter at Kevin Jonas for the latest on his trip to Italy and maybe piece together what that unexpected offer was. Cheaters never win and winners never cheat. Last Friday on Degrassi, we got to experience some steam between besties Maya and Tori as they were competing against each other in a beauty pageant. Little did we know there was an unexpected twist in this episode when Tori's boyfriend Zig decided to kiss Maya, and of course Maya kissed back. Fans have raved about Maya and Zig always being a couple, but can Maya keep a secret that she kissed her bestie's boyfriend? I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. And last but certainly not least, Now many people could usually keep their eyes wide open, but in last week's episode of American Horror Story, things just got real. A mad doctor doing experiments on their patients and chopping off their legs. Now, that says a little out of line. This seems a little out of line. Last Wednesday, American Horror Story was the special Trick or Treat episode. Fans called this episode great but disturbing when character sister Mary gets possessed by the demon and is now turning this asylum into something completely different. Character sister Jude is getting haunted by her past, and 3 innocent victims try to escape, but in the end get tortured by the mad doctor. Fans tweeted at the end of this episode, "What the heck just happened?" The episode ended with Chloe Signavi, who plays Shelley, not having any legs. Why, nobody knows. You can definitely say that the season is getting creepier and creepier. We'll just have to wait and see when the asylum returns. Now back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Elijah. I cannot wait to watch American Horror Story when it's light out and I'm not terrified and sitting in my bed.
Only in like noon hours is the only time I can handle that show. All right, thank you guys. That's all we have for this week, but stick around for our episode next week.